Hi everybody, Randy with Rashley's BBQ, and today we're going to be cooking up some ribeye steaks from the fine folks over at Bob Stark's Meat Shop here in McAllen, also in Mission. And we're going to be trying 3 rubs. One is Texas Select, and it is their basic beef rub or classic beef rub. And then we're going to be trying 2 spices from Rio Grande Seasonings. One is their Monterrey steak spice, and the second one is their barbecue rub. The barbecue rub has barbecue flavors in it. The Monterrey steak just had some really good seasonings in it. We got 4 ribeyes. I'm going to mark each one, and we're going to go ahead and season them. Get them on the Yoder YS640. We're going to cook them at about 250. Then we're going to move them over to the Blackstone Griddle and put a final sear on them for a reverse sear cook. Y'all stay tuned, we'll get started. We're going to start off with this steak. We have 1 red toothpick in it. It's going to be the Rio Grande Seasonings barbecue rub. Yep, I had to double check. A pretty fine grind. It's got some kosher salt in it, or sea salt, whatever it is, and it's pretty small crystals. We'll just hit it on this side, flip it, and get the other side too. This one's got a blue toothpick in it, and it's going to be the Rio Grande Seasonings Monterrey steak seasoning. This one has some pretty large salt crystals in it. Next is going to be the Texas Select Basic Beef Brisket Rub. Pretty small granules in it also. Pretty fine grind. And this one is marked with a yellow toothpick. And the final steak is going to be a seasoning we've seen here before. It's the 214 by TXQ Rubs down here in Brownsville. I might mention that the Rio Grande Seasonings are also from Brownsville. The 214 is also a pretty coarse grind. And the steak with the 214 has no toothpick at all. And last, I want to mention, this is not intended to be a competition between the various rubs. Simple a taste comparison for myself and to share with you, because whether you like a rub or not is so subjective, and it's totally up to your taste buds, not mine. So I'll let you know what I think of the 4 rubs, and we'll go from there. Let's get outside. Get them on the Yoder. It's already warmed up to 250, and we'll slow cook them. When they reach the internal temperature we're looking for, we'll pull them off and let them rest while the Blackstone warms up. Then we'll sear them off on the Blackstone. See y'all outside. All right, we're outside at the trusty Yoder. Gonna cook them on the top rack. Got it set at about 250. That means it'll run a little lower temperature up on the top rack, but it'll be fine. We're just going to try to slowly bring them up to our 120, 125 internal temperature. Trying not to drag them across the grate, which will kind of drag the spices off. You can really tell the difference in the grain size of the different spices. Oops, we did it again. I was cooking the steaks. The wife was inside cooking lasagna. I went in to eat lasagna when it was done. The steaks got a little bit overdone on the slow cook portion of the reverse sear. They're at about 145. So they're going to come out medium, medium well. But that's okay. Let's take a look at the steaks and quit rambling. Nice mahogany color. Let me pull them off, let them rest while the Blackstone griddle warms up, and then we'll sear off the outside on the griddle and take them inside. The griddle is smoking hot. Let's go ahead and throw them down. Now remember, they're pretty much cooked, so all we're doing is searing them off. I've never done it this way before. Somebody told me for the best sear, don't use any oil, so we're going to try it that way. I'm not sure how long to leave them to get the sear on that side. Oh, they smell delicious. Let's give them a flip. We're not going to leave them too long on that side. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick them up. Okay, first up, the one with the red toothpick. I'm going to leave it in there. This is the Rio Grande Barbecue Rub. Pink in the middle, warm pink, medium. All right, let's give it a try. Very good. It's, to me, it's lacking a little bit of salt, but that's just me. The other flavors in it are very good. It has kind of a smoky barbecue flavor when you taste it on your tongue, but the cooked meat doesn't exhibit that heavy barbecue flavor or smoke flavor from the seasoning. Yeah, that's good. Again, just my personal taste. I like a little more salt, so I'm thinking maybe if I put some salt, pepper, garlic and complemented the Rio Grande Barbecue Rub with salt, pepper, garlic, it would probably hit what I like a little better, but I reiterate, it's every person's taste buds are different, so it's up to you what you like. I want to point out one thing about the reverse sear method. If you notice the doneness level, or the level of doneness, there's a very, very small, maybe 1/8 of an inch grayish layer there and here, but almost from top to bottom, it's the same level of doneness, which is the advantage of the reverse sear method. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next up is the Rio Grande, and this is the Monterrey steak seasoning. Approximately the same level of doneness there. Let me get a cut out of the middle and see how it tastes. Rio Grande Monterrey steak seasoning. To me, this seasoning has a better profile for steaks. It had the larger granules of salt, and all the seasonings are coming through real well. The salt is more It's not too salty, just the right level of salt for me. If I'm going to cook a steak, that's going to be the Rio Grande seasoning that I would use. One more taste. That's tender. Let's move on to the Texas Select. All right, Texas Select with a yellow toothpick. For whatever reason, whether it's where it was sitting on the grill, the thickness of the cut, this one's a little more well done. This one's medium to medium well. But that has nothing to do with the seasoning. Let's give it a taste. Texas Select beef, their brisket rub. It's a good rub. Once again though, okay, maybe I like too much salt, but I would like a little more salt with mine. Having said that, I could have probably put it on a little heavier and got a little more salt, but I don't want to overpower the meat with the other seasonings that are in the rub just in order to try to get the salt level I want. So this is another one where I might use 2 layers of flavor and have the salt, pepper, garlic mix and then add the Texas Select on top of it. Really good though, and don't take what I'm saying to say it's not a good rub, because everybody's taste buds are different. I'm going to say that over and over. But for me, it just needs a little more salt. Let's move on to the last one. And our last selection in this taste test is the TXQ 214. We've reviewed this one before. Here we've got the same thing. This one's a little more medium well than it is medium. Not a fault of the rub though. Let's get a taste test. Now even though it's a little more medium to medium well, you notice it still doesn't have a large gray line on the top or bottom. It's the same doneness level from top to bottom. TXQ 214, their rub that's especially for steak and beef. That's really good. Nice balance of salt and other spices. It's not overpowering on the steak. Complements the steak. I'll put a link down in the description box to our review of the 214 by itself. I could have put any of these rubs on a little heavier, with a possible exception of the Monterrey steak. Maybe just a little more, but not too heavy, because it did have a nice salt kick to it. They're all good rubs. Enjoyed all of them. This is not a competition, not a head-to-head. Just letting you know what I think about each one. I'd be glad to use any of those. Again, I guess my 2 preferred for my taste buds would be the TXQ 214 and the Rio Grande Seasonings Monterrey steak rub. And those 2 are just about a tie. Boy, they're both good. The Monterrey steak seasoning hit the salt levels that I like dead on. Really good stuff. We hope y'all enjoyed this quick look at these 4 seasonings. Out of the 4, 3 of them are from right here in the Rio Grande Valley. And the 4th is from right here in Texas. So all 4 of these rubs are Texas rubs. Give them a try, see how you like them. The meat was sponsored by Bob Stark's Meat Shop here in McAllen, also a store in Mission. In total disclosure, the rubs were all donated by either South Texas Outdoor Kitchens or the vendor who makes them. So I did not buy them, but as you see, just because they were donated to me to review doesn't mean I'm going to give them a stellar review. I'm going to tell you what I honestly feel about them. And they're all good rubs. Just a couple of them needed a little extra salt for my taste buds. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Come back and join us on Rashley's Barbecue. If you liked it, click like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see y'all later on down the road. Adios. And the rubs were donated by either Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Blossom. Let's cut that one. I agree, Mama. That was terrible. Cut, cut. But you got to be quiet now. But we hope y'all enjoyed it. Come back and join us on Rashley's Barbecue. And if you...